You want it, I got it. This is what the most people in Discord wanted to see, a Parallaxian Prison discard deck, and this is what I come up with. I had this idea for a really long time, or this deck for a really long time, but I want to introduce you to something new. We're gonna make a really short intro, and if you wanna see a detailed breakdown of this deck, check out the breakdown part in the end of the video. Otherwise, let's go and check out how this deck will perform on the ladder. And here we are with our first game. Let's go check out how we perform against Buck Wedle. And I tried to record in the ladder, but in the rank queue, but it's super impossible. There is everything full, still full from Boros burn. And you know my opinion about this deck. After my last video with Mono Blue, you saw it maybe, how amazing it was. And we're gonna show him the Amalgam, because right now we don't need two of them for sure. Then let's go and check for any traps. Check for traps. Secret, amazing card. Tigrit. Hello everybody, and thank you for your time. If you're new to the channel, take a second, subscribe to my channel to see more of me, or maybe of her, or maybe of her. Depends, whatever you want to see. And thank you for your time. So let's keep on playing. Graveyard Trespasser needs to go, because he is a little bit too difficult for me. Too annoying to play. Opponent gonna look now in my hand and see that I have Xanathar. He will be like, whoa, bro. I love it. I love it too. I like Xanathar. Xanathar is just amazing creature. Sadly, a little bit too expensive. Of course, he goes for Xanathar. A little bit too expensive, but I love it. Let's go here with our Trespasser, and we gonna Absenta, you remember? I always did it wrong. We're gonna exile our creatures, because this drain our opponent, gives us a little bit of life. Sneaky schnacky, punakaki. Flank. Oh, really? Why? Why, opponent? I have two of them. Okay, my opponent says I'm fine with it. Let's go with another one. And let's take away Tigrit. He don't play snow, so I'm not concerned about blood on the snow, but maybe some other reanimation shenanigans, right? Opponent still didn't draw. Wow. Really? You want to do it? Come at me, bro. Come at me, bro. Fable. Cheeky Brick is just an amazing card. Just super addition from Kamigawa. And I think it's here to stay. So if you don't have Cheeky Bricky, save. Just save, craft it. Check for traps. I don't really need Amalgam, I like, because with Cheeky Bricky we can prison out on my opponent. I keep the Lush. I will keep the Lush because I can. I don't think that it will come down to one land drop. And I want my big score to discard the Xander's Lush. Kingpin has nothing. This allows us to big score it. Oof. Okay, Buck had enough, so yeah. Pretty cool. Let's go next. Against Goroyon. And last game we're gonna try in the ladder, but I'm certainly we're gonna meet a Boros burn deck. This is why we need to choose our opening hand wisely. For example, this hand against Boros burn, madrecita, we will destroy everything. I want a blue source. I'm not looking for killing something on turn 1, and on turn 2 we can Harvester. This is why Harvester and Expressive Iteration are super amazing combo. Usually you want to play your Expressive Iteration on turn 3 without making the land drop, so you have the card selection, card advantage, and the land drop from the top, right? This is usually the play. This is why Blood Harvester allows you to have an impactful... Don't say it. Impactful turn 2 drop. So we still need to go like this. We need to go like this. We're gonna say, Dimir, what are you playing? Ooh. Jesus. Meathook. Wow. Okay, this pair can go. Let's go in. What is he playing next turn? Next turn he will cram session most likely, right? I will cram session, I think. Learn for something and then see from there. And because we are so cool, we have the blood token here. We can skip the Voltage Search. I don't think I will need it. A blood token will help me with it. So opponent wants to this one, Tainted Indulgence into his into my turn. One card goes to the hand. Oh no, big score needs to go, right? You go back to the library. This is a library, and you go out as a red source. And let's go attack. Sure. I wanted to hit Graveyard Trespasser. Just because we have it. So this way he didn't gain 2 life, right? And sometimes 2 life can matter a lot in this matchup. Especially when Graveyard Trespasser start banishing it. And we didn't have anything to play on tour anyway, right? So this is why we can keep it calm, keep it cool. And usually I love these matchups. Again, another Rakdos land. I wanted a blue source. So let's go here for black. And we're gonna skip. My opponent most likely just make a land drop and then give it to my turn to play Memory Deluge. This is why we're gonna big score it. Big score, and see what my opponent wants to do from here. Jin-Gitaxias! Should we already go for Jin-Gitaxias? Oh, this will be cool, huh? Genie, show me what you got. Show me what you got. Now he claim Memory Deluge. No, Tainted. What? Why? He knows that. He knows it, right? He knows it. He knows it that this will counter it. Okay. Now then he can kill something. Okay. 4 mana. Okay. Sure. That's okay. Invest, 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 my friend, invest. He did Memory Deluge. This is why I wanna wait with the Graveyard Trespasser until he Memory Deluge. What do we have here? Sure. Most likely he will Meathook Massacre. Okay. Okie dokie. You should give me my blue sources. Luckily I have learned from my past. Always keep my basics on spot. And now... what is my opponent gonna do now? Nada. Nada, nada. Okay. We gonna discard Scourge for sure. We don't need the Scourge. Draw another one. We're gonna check for traps. This is an exile spell, so if you don't Memory Deluge now... Tainted is okay. If you don't Memory Deluge now, I'm gonna exile Memory Deluge. This way, now, I can play Graveyard Trespasser and exile Memory Deluge from his graveyard, right? Right. And this way, next turn, he plays Meathook Massacre. Oh, Meathook Massacre. Wrench. Blood. Dice wave. Return Tyrant on parent to its own hand. You can draw a card. So, let's take, I would say, I don't even know what. Nothing is super important here. Meathook Massacre, right? Yeah, then we play Graveyard Trespasser and exile his Memory Deluge. Big brain. And let's play another Fable, because we cannot play Amalgam anyway. This way he can kill both of my tokens, one time with the minus ability, one time with Bloodtithe Harvester. Or like this, Blightstep Pathway on the other one. But he should use some resources, this is important. And then I wanna show you how I'm gonna prison out my opponent with Amalgam. Not only this Mouthbreaker deal with our Phyrexian, with our Jin-Gitaxias, but also he is sneaky Mickey here. Okay. Oof. I like both of my cards, to be honest. I need another blue source, right? Decline. Where is my blue source? Game. Please. Okay. No blue sources so far. Very interesting. So let's go with Fable of Chicky Bricky. We need one more blue source to block out the game. Ooh, my opponent will not like it. Submit 0. My opponent will not like it. Doesn't like it. And next turn we're gonna create a lot of copies. And Urabrask, is the cool part is that he has haste, right? Okay. Sure. So he is gonna be allowed to draw a card. It was a land anyway, I think, right? And now you remember this combo, right? You remember this combo. I showed it to you. If not, check out my videos. This amazing combo. Amazingness. Amazingness. And it's keep on going. And it's keep on going. And if you're wondering, why am I doing it now? Well, because it's already my end step and I'm gonna keep them all. You remember? And now, because we have our next blue source, we gonna атакуйте. Should have played Urabrask up front. I have enough mana now to play. Yeah, I have enough mana to play Amalgam. Die, my friends, die. Go, but go with God. And yeah, we are pretty safe now. My opponent is only exiling the cards. And who doesn't know how it works, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you in a breakdown, but first, let's go check in a ranked how it will perform, huh? So, here we are against Pity Boy. And we are one tick away, or one tier away from Mythic. Opponent goes first. As I told you, always consider that this opponent will be a Boros burn deck. Right? Right. I told you that. So always, if you play Diamond, bro, I'm telling you, 85% of your games will be Boros burn. 85%. So we are on the draw against most likely Boros burn. So ein Hals. I cannot stand them anymore. I literally cannot stand them anymore. Like, I can't. Let me see if he has a 3-drop. Yes. Cavalier. Shut the fuck up. I cannot stand them. Literally, I cannot stand them anymore. I cannot see them. I cannot smell them. I cannot do nothing with them. Because next turn he's gonna have double strike. I have no treasure to kill the freaking double striker. Every time. And I saw this version with double strike. They play huge haste creatures with this Blade Historian to give them double strike. Give it to me. Give it to me, my friend. Give it to me. One big score can go. One Fable can go. It's too slow. Submit you. Amalgam is good. Let's go. Let's rumble, friend. Yes. So I need one red source and a treasure open to kill him. So let's play you. Submit 0. I think we can do it. The check for traps was so powerful against him. Was so powerful that I think we can do it. Discard. What is he discarding? Oh. Okay. Then we can do it like this, right? Because this costs me nothing. I'm gonna get her back. I'm gonna exile the Qatar. And I'm gonna take it like a big boy. Bam, bam. Bam. Now you're looking dumb, huh? Now you're looking dumb. Now it's night. Now also his brutal Qatars. It's nothing to do here. Let's see if he draws some removal. Ah. Let's see how he likes Jin, huh? Do you like my Jin? Do you? Do you? Do you like my Jin? Do you like my Jin? He doesn't. No, he doesn't. Jin-Gitaxias. No, 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 it's a treasure. It's an artifact. No, no, no. Yes! Oh, it went too good. It went too good. This Boros decks, huh? This Boros decks. Let's go make another one. What do you think about it? Let's go make another one. You see, I was here. I was here. Then I was making a Celestial Human deck. And I play against 1, 2, 3 Boros burn decks in a row. Celestial Human deck that don't contain almost any removal. Yeah, but I will show it to you later. Let's go next. So one more. This is the last one, and then we're gonna go in the breakdown, and then I explain you everything I learned with this deck. Arstal. Arstal. We go first. Again, consider this is a freaking Boros deck. Wait. Yeah. I need you for blue source, so I was first considering maybe to play for red, just in case they have some powerful one drop. Boros burn. Boros burn. Boros burn. Boros burn. Boros burn. The problem is now, if I play blue, I cannot play Harvester. This is annoying. But if I don't play for blue, then I don't have card selection, and then I maybe don't find my red source or another black source. I think to put a Harvester on the board is more important, right? I'm sorry if this is a misplay for you, but I think this is more important because the Blood token can also look for a land for me right now. And I think because of it, even if he plays the adversary with haste, I'm gonna let it go, throw. And Voltage Scourge will take care of the haster. Right? Right. So let's see if he has the hasty adversary on 2. Whew. Xander, the Lord needs to go. Game, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this. Don't. Just don't. Don't do me like this. I should have played for alliteration. Now it's something painful. Okay. At least something. my graveyard. The Xander. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Take it 24/7. I take it 24/7, 5 days a week. You know this clip? There's a clip, just write in. Should look on Google or YouTube 24/7, 5 days a week. As a woman. Okay, sure. Make it bigger, make it stronger. Okay. Let me see what you got there. Brutal Qatar. Take away the haster and chill. Now if he has a shitty draw, he will play Brutal Qatar to take away my Trespasser, discard a card. Attack with all, I will kill the Brutal Qatar. You remember the play from last game? So this is the only good part about Boros Burn. They're more predictable. Now he wants to activate the land most likely. If he activates the land, I'm gonna kill the Lumina Tyrant so it cannot grow it, right? Because otherwise the land and everything will become stronger. We don't want it. And now he can attack with both of them, yeah, sure. I'm gonna kill the token. It's a lot of damage though, huh? Yeah. Yeah! Joop, joop, joop. So let's see. Put it on itself, otherwise if I top deck something good, maybe it can die. Pam pam pam. This is not something good, but okay. No атакуйте. I'm dead. I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm dead. Doesn't matter what he does, he can be the brainless Boros player as ever. I'm dead. Or maybe not, maybe he give me another chance, I don't know. What is your plan, bro? Double red. But you have played with fire or what? Like, what is he waiting for? Or he's flexing like, look at me, bro. I found this list is super hidden in internet. And this list is so good. Nobody can win against it. Is he a freaking brainless or what? He has the burn spell in my face? I don't understand. Jesus. The thing is, I'm thinking right now currently, if I attack I have a treasure from Maestros Charm, but he will simply block it. So I'm gonna bring out a second blocker, just in case, and do nothing. And hope that he's, again, brainless me, right? Okay, this game should have been over 2 turns ago, I think. Thank you. Sayonara. Sayonara, Senor Arzal. Very good game. very good game. Let's go to breakdown. Let's talk a little bit about this amazing deck. And here we are with this beautiful piece of art, or you can call it however you want. Very unlucky in some games, but also very dominant in some other games. You saw it maybe. And yeah, Jin-Gitaxias and Urabrask definitely does a job. It sadly never comes to the spot where you really can prison out the opponent, because in paper Magic you will lose all your friends, but you will be able to do it. At least they are pushing out and give up the game. But otherwise in Arena, where people lose the passion after 2 or 3 minutes of playing, especially against deck like this, usually they quit. But the main idea of this deck is, of course, if we have Urabrask, who doesn't know what it does, it's a haste for Phyrexian Praetor. I think they're like an alien race in Magic Universe, the Praetors, right? They are an alien race, as far as I remember. I'm not super into lore from MTG, but I catch some stuff here and there, you know. And I think they are an alien race that is actually in the Magic Universe and Magic lore. Anyway, he's a 4/4 haster, and it says at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. You play this card this turn, so you have like an extra card draw, right? Doesn't matter what happens, you have an exile card and then a card draw. And then at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, the next time they will draw a card this turn, instead they exile the card of their library and they may play this card this turn. So instead of a draw step where they can collect cards and do nothing and just pass and pass and pass, and then suddenly they have 4 or 5 cards in the hand or something, they are forced to play this card that is exiled, otherwise it will disappear, right? It will go away in the exile. So this is where our Jin-Gitaxias comes into play, because if our opponent top decks something that is negated by Jin-Gitaxias, and it says, whenever an opponent casts an artifact, instant or sorcery spell, we counter that spell, and this triggers ability only once each turn. Well, if the opponent draws only 1 card or exiles only 1 card, it is the only card that he can play. So we basically prison out our opponent. He has nothing or can do nothing in the game, because whenever he draws an instant artifact or sorcery card, it gets exiled because of Urabrask. And then if he exiles something that can actually deal with our Jin-Gitaxias or with Urabrask, he cannot play it because Jin-Gitaxias is gonna counter it. It's like an instant or sorcery, because there is not much more that can deal with these creatures. I think maybe, can he top deck like a Meathook? Yes, he can top deck a Meathook and maybe play it for 4 or 5. Then he could maybe deal with both of them. This will not be countered. But in the most case scenario, you have your opponent in the situation where you can lock it out. The Lord here, the Kingpin Xanathar, is just a little help to see what our opponent is drawing, right? Because we can play with his ability the cards from our opponent's library, so we can always keep like a land on top, or keep an instant or sorcery on top if Jin-Gitaxias is on the board, for example, because then our opponent cannot do anything with it. Depends what we want. The rest is also here to support the thing. Another really cool combo that comes pretty often, but again, the most opponent will scoop on this combo, is if you have Cheeky Bricky and you have the Amalgam. Because Amalgam says whenever it exploits a creature, whenever Amalgam exploits a creature, counter targets spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. So literally everything in the game. You can also counter with it the channel abilities. So opponent cannot channel the lands to bounce something or something like this, because Amalgam can counter it. And if we have Cheeky Bricky untapped on the board, so we can activate the ability, and we play Amalgam, we can copy the Amalgam, and the copy that comes in can exploit itself to counter something. This way, as long as the Cheeky Bricky is untapped and has the ability, you can always counter something from your opponent. This is also a prison tactic that doesn't allow your opponent to play anything, like literally anything. Like imagine the scenario where you have Urabrask on the board, just Urabrask, right? Opponent top decks something. Opponent top decks something cool, right? Boom, you flash him Amalgam, or maybe you have already Amalgam on the board, it doesn't need to be flashed in. Copy it with Cheeky Bricky, with a copy of the... Because with Amalgam, when he comes in, you don't need to exploit, right? He comes in, you say no thank you, I don't want to exploit, but then Cheeky Bricky, copy the Amalgam, and then you exploit a copy, right? And then you counter the ability that the opponent just casted, or the spell, or triggered ability or whatever there is, activated, triggered, or spell, you can counter it. And opponent can do nothing anymore. Nothing, because it's literally dead. And then if you have more cheeky brickies, it just... But usually, as soon as you have these two on the board, this is untapped and this is maybe already on the board, opponent scoops. Then a card that I'm really surprised from is Maestros Charm, and sadly we didn't saw it so much in action in the gameplay, but this card is actually performs amazing against a lot of different archetypes. It performs really good against control because we have two modes against control, right? Not only we can look at top 5 cards of our library and we put these cards in our hand and other in our graveyard, there is maybe some graveyard synergy with it possible, but also the mode where each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life can be really painful for a lot of control players, right? The -5 or the deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker is more against aggro decks. For example, the last game, I think against this Boros burn that I lost, if I would have had an untapped blue source, and this was my mistake, definitely my mistake, it was nothing to do with deck, I made a wrong decision and I paid for this decision with the game, right? Simple as that. But this -5 would have win us the game, I think, because this hasty knight, this 3/3 that was from my opponent 4/4, I could easily have Maestros Charms it, right? Because it's a 3 mana creature, I invest 3 mana, so it's a even out, but my opponent leaves from creature, I'm not leaving from my spells, I have also other creatures and stuff like this. But anyway, one of Meathook, you can go more if you want to be more annoying, but I think 1 Meathook is usually enough. Then 3 Harvester is okay. 3 Expressive Iteration, I first run 4 of them, and then I had like in every game 4 of them in opening hands, right? So I reduced it to 3 down, but still amazing card to find your combo pieces, to find the things that you really need to cast. Check for traps, sugar card. This is an MVP card in this deck and a lot of other decks that I built, especially now, when it can hit so many important things like Invoke Despairs and all these things, but also these aggro makers, where you can prevent you. So maybe the first game against Boros burn, check for traps, won us the game there, 100%. I guarantee you, if we would not have checked for traps, my opponent have won, because he would have been on curve aggro turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, right? I would have been dead because he had double strike, he had trample, everything. Because I took his turn 3 play and I took his trampler, there was not much left. Then he was just left with this hasty 2/2 that has a double strike, then it's my god 4 damage. It's okay, I take it. And then from there on we can produce something with our instant sorceries. And for 1 drop, 3 Duress and 3 Search. If you are more concerned about Boros burn and you want to play it in the rank queue, as I said, Diamond, almost everything in Diamond is full with Boros burn. Trust me. Like I played some games on mobile, played some games on the computer. I played different decks. I played my mono blue deck a lot. I played also Boros version. I played Celestia Humans. I played so many different builds from aggro, mid-range, control. Control a little bit less, but I consider some builds that I have more control-ish type mid-range, right? There is like this mid-range that already like on the pattern to control. And I faced 85% of them are Boros burn. 85% of my games were Boros burn. This is why I would maybe consider 4 voltage search and 2 Duresses, because this way you will perform much better on the ladder, especially if you are on the draw. Always have a search in the hand. If you're on the play, look that you maybe curve out like turn 2 Harvester, turn 3 Graveyard Trespasser. Both of these creatures are annoying for control players too, but especially against aggro players, these two can do or go really long way. Yeah, this is so far it for the deck. Let's check out surely the lands. We have 24 lands, of course. I barely run 25 or 26 because I don't know, sometimes game doesn't like it. And yeah, this is so far it. You see maybe here I centered everything really evenly. We have 4 of Grixis triumphs and all the pathways, or not all the pathways. We have here the pathways and here the pathways, the Rakdos and the Izzet pathways. And then we have some duals here to chill lands just to balance out a little bit our requirements, especially in the early mana that I necessary need, definitely. And I think mana base can be changed. You saw maybe in the last game we've lost because I made the wrong decision, yes, for the land, but also maybe I should add a little bit more options for blue, because we are actually not so much blue, right? Like we have some literation, we have Maestros, Amalgam is only the double blue, and our Jin-Gitaxias requires double blue. This is why we need to balance it a little bit out. But rest, like, we can go more Grix, and from there on maybe splashing blue with some other stuff. A card I also considered that will fit pretty nice in this deck is Celestos. Who doesn't know this card, the Celestos for 3 mana, it would also fit really good. I think maybe instead of big score, or maybe 1 Amalgam on 1 big score, depends if you want to run 2 or 1. I would consider to run 1, so 1 big score down, 1 Celestos in. I think this will make the deck a little bit smoother, especially against other aggro decks, but also against control matchups. You have the card selection because they are night side. Yeah, guys, I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed this amazing prison deck. And as I said, I think if you play in paper, you will lose all your friends. If you play it in arena, the most people will concede, of course, because they're gonna hate you. And if they're gonna hate you, they're gonna go to Reddit and post about you because they wanna bet some cards that you have been using. This is the sadly reality about arena players. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it, and I hope to see you in the next one.